Okay, hi. So this is a video that I really wanted to include in my Trump Tylenol video, but I completely forgot about it. So I figured, hey, let's make it into a separate video and discuss something I've said many times, particularly in my conspiracy theories video. And I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a play-by-play of what I described in that video, which is effectively how the mainstream media, like I said, how they act when a story is factually true that they want to hide. They always start off by denying the story, and then when enough time passes, they either pretend that they never denied it in the first place, or they dismiss it entirely, and then when they have to finally acknowledge it, they try to take credit for it. Now, I'm going to show you an example of this, but first I'm going to show you an example that I wish I had included in the Tylenol video of the exact thing I'm talking about. Back in 2016, CNN themselves released an article saying Tylenol during pregnancy may increase the risk of hyperactivity in kids, referring to ADHD. A year later, CNN again said a study links acetaminophen, or Tylenol, in pregnancy to ADHD, but experts question the results. Then in 2021, they say common painkiller, referring to Tylenol, should be investigated for possible risks to developing fetuses, experts say. So, 3 fucking times CNN was more than happy to say, yeah, Tylenol is not good. And then, as well, like I said in the Tylenol video, in 2017, the same claim was made directly by Tylenol. And then, here we are in 2025, where Trump has not only cited, well, he wasn't citing CNN directly, but citing the same thing CNN was used to say, and his site was the Harvard study, and then just because Trump said it, all of a sudden CNN went, okay, well, we can't let Trump be right, so release another article. 2025, Trump links autism to Tylenol use during pregnancy despite decades of evidence it's unsafe, even though CNN literally said it's not. So that's one example, but I'm going to show you one more example. It relates to this video here, kind of. It's this older video I made where I talked about how the mainstream media was unfair to Joe Biden. And in the video, in my conspiracy theory video, which is the video I'm going to be referencing, in that video, I relate it to COVID. Now, the media does it with everything. They did it with Tylenol, like I just showed you. They did it with COVID, the election, the Hunter Biden laptop story, and hundreds of other examples. But in my video, the one that I use as an example was COVID. But what I show is evidence about Biden's cognitive decline. So I know that the clips won't match what I'm saying perfectly because I'm talking about COVID and showing the Biden decline. But again, COVID is just an example for what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is still in line. It's just that the topic isn't in line. And again, even this video here, if you want to go back and watch it, relates because this is back when, after everything about Biden came out, well, they admitted to it, after Biden's decline, after he lost the debates against Trump, that's when the mainstream media finally started saying, oh, what are you talking about? It's entirely the DNC's fault. We didn't prop up Biden at all. Don't blame us. We were the ones saying that Biden was, in fact, declining. Yeah, that's what we said. And they started pushing the blame on the DNC for pushing Biden when it actually was the DNC and the media. But of course, the media wouldn't take accountability. Go figure. Anyway, point is, I'm going to be showing you now the footage of me giving an example about COVID while relating it to Biden's cognitive decline. Enjoy. And the last thing I want to talk about is how the mainstream media acts when they do eventually admit that something is true. Now, this has happened repeatedly, but I'll just give you a few examples. So what happens is, not every conspiracy theory, but a very large amount of them, the media will eventually admit is true. For example, COVID. They started off saying, you're an Alex Jones-loving crazy conspiracy theorist if you believe that COVID was made in the lab and released on purpose.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it. because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
But he is, again, knowledgeable, wise.
Incredibly sharp, incredibly probing, incredible command of the details.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp and he's not capable.
We see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issue.
And you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has.
I say his age is an asset.
He's wise.
Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He has experience.
And his experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people who've been in office a longer period of time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot of 72-year-olds not as capable as this 80-year-old.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS.
We just brought you CBS News confirms new reporting on fake videos of President Biden that are being referred to as cheap fakes.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. I've been speaking to him for 30 years.
They are cheap fakes video. They are done in bad faith. And some of your news organization have been very clear, have stressed that these the right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation.
The Republican accounts circulating many of the clips responded, claiming the videos are unedited and promised to keep posting them.
A lie.
And also if something is unedited, it's
really
one
all
angle,
lies.
not showing the whole story.
But as of, I think, a year or two ago, they now admit, and even Dr. Fauci admits that that's true. That is literally what fucking happened. Example, COVID. COVID was released from a lab and it was done intentionally. We know that. When the media started by saying it's a conspiracy theory, if you believed in that, it wasn't because they didn't know. It was because they did know, but they were supposed to hide that information. So what happens is, it's this big story, right? It's a new story. People have found facts. We all know it was made in a lab. We all fucking know that, right? The media says, no, we can't admit to that yet. And then after 2 or 3 or 4 years, when COVID has died down, nobody's really talking about it anymore. Nobody's really scared anymore. It's not a big deal anymore. Then the media says, oh, actually, it was made in a lab.
Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward.
But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president. You didn't seem interested. Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you are
to
no
watch somebody on stage search for
this is so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you
stuttering.
were mocking his stutter.
Yeah,
I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Dr. O'Connor, were you ever told to lie about the president's health?
On the advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based upon the physician-patient privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. I am not a lawyer. I must follow my lawyer's advice in this matter.
Seems like a pretty simple question. Did you lie about the auto pen's health? Yes or no? O'Connor pleaded the Fifth 14 times in 20 minutes.
I must respectfully decline to answer based on the physician-patient privilege and reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. On my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
What's O'Connor hiding?
The main reason why they do this is because they wanted, first of all, they want to take credit for the story. That's the first thing. The first thing is they want to take credit and they don't like when conservatives are right about anything. So they'll say that conservatives are wrong or liars. And then when everybody forgets, that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for people to forget. Once everybody has forgotten what the conservatives were saying, because they said it like 3 years ago or something like that, and nobody cares anymore, then the mainstream media swoops in to say,
this is not a media failure. This is a failure of the Democratic Party. And I just sort of the virtue signaling that some people have done to try to say that the media missed this story. They didn't miss this story. The Democratic Party let that disaster happen. That is not a media failure. That is a Democratic Party failure. And only right-wing manufactured outrage who claims the media and the Democratic Party work as one have fused it into this. And I'm just sick of the handful of journalists who are trying to enhance their own reputations by playing into this false notion.
Jake Tapper here. Alex Thompson from Axios and I wrote a book. It's coming out next Tuesday. It's called Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and His Disastrous Choice to Run Again. The book is drawn from more than 200 interviews with mostly Democratic insiders, almost all of them after the election. And one of the things we were shocked to learn, the White House physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, talked about how if Biden had one more fall, he might actually need to be in a wheelchair. But this was all put off until after the election. They did not want images of Biden in a wheelchair out there. You might recall that Biden started to have problems with a shuffling gait that the administration was very sensitive about. There was a time when they started having people walk with him to Marine One. Those people were there to kind of like hide the fact that his gait was as bad as it was and also have them there in case he stumbled. The White House would say that this gait issue was because Biden had fallen after the election of 2020, but the truth is that it didn't have to do with that. Dr. O'Connor's medical report said that that injury was completely healed. This had to do with other degenerative problems.
oh, guess what? COVID was made in the lab. We figured it out, guys. We at CNN figured it out. Give us the credit.